What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE double X Prince, giving you my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. I waited a while just because I've been busy with work, but Jesus Christ, do we got a lot to talk about in the Royal Rumble. I feel like people are gonna remember the moments more than the wrestling, and that feels like that is the biggest part of wrestling moments, and something that we miss. So that's probably the best part about the Royal Rumble 2022. Because yeah, the matches were not the greatest. There were some good matches. There was definitely some good ones. The Rumble matches were, I think the results were correct, but the outcomes and how we got to certain things were kind of questionable, and some of the entrants were just like random as hell. And yeah, there was a lot that I liked, and there was some stuff that I really didn't like, but as far from that goes, I don't know if this is gonna be a show that I'm gonna go back to years from now. I've gone back to see last year's Royal Rumble, the event from top to bottom. It's still a fun watch. Even though the Royal Rumble uh match itself, the men's one, had some people debate on whether or not Edge should have won. I think in the long run it was right. It's just the outcome of making it Roman, Bryan, and Edge that really hurt that that finish. But anyways, let's just get on with the Royal Rumble 2022 and kicking it off. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. Now Roman Reigns came out, and then all of a sudden you hear the Shields music, and then sure enough, Seth Rollins comes out through the fans, and then he just walks out with the Shield uniform, and then this was great role playing and mind games thrown to Seth, and it was great. I really liked it, and I kind of wish Seth Rollins actually painted his hair yellow, kind of like in the old Shield days. Like that would have been awesome, but it was what you get. And they went on. They had a really kick ass match. These guys don't have necessarily bad chemistry, but we could all agree that this match has been overdone. There's some matches that are overdone. Becky and Charlotte, New Day and Usos. Um, Freaking even in AEW, had them calling Orange Cassidy. Let's stop having those. For a good while, they did Hangman Page and Pac forever. So I mean, we can't just completely like just shit on WWE. AEW has its problems, but WWE has their problems, and we'll get to some of them. But the match was great. Roman Reigns got the victory, or Seth Rollins got the victory, but by DQ. People said, "Oh, Seth Rollins is gonna win." They spoiled us that Seth Rollins was winning, but they didn't tell us how he was gonna win. He got this. Roman Reigns got disqualified because he had the chokehold on him. Seth had the ropes. Roman didn't give a shit. Gets disqualified. He's knocked out. It was smart booking. I really liked it. I'm curious to see where this goes, because it looks like we're gonna get another triple threat match at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns. Let's see where that goes. Let's hope that that's not the case. But anyways, let's just move on to what's next. Um, well, before that, I remember when Seth Rollins won, or the way he did, I said, what if John Moxley actually does that rumored surprise entrant, wins the Rumble, and then we do the Shield triple threat at Mania? That would be pretty kick ass, wouldn't it? And no, I guess that wasn't the case. We'll get to what happened. But the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble is next, and it was weird because we had some good surprises. We had moments where I'm like, damn, that person should have been in there longer. Example, the first two were Sasha Banks and Melina. That's right. It probably explains why John Morrison got fired. They didn't want both of them at the same time. But anyways, Melina gets thrown out really quick. Which was like, oh man, they should have give these girls like a couple of minutes in the ring, and then maybe the next entrance could eliminate Melina, ruin the moment. Tamina was next. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they have Tamina eliminate Melina? See what I did there? They're like, there's only one Ina in this rumble. And then that spoils the surprise, or that spoils that, and then they go on and add it because, I mean, why did they just bring Melina just for that? And then it gets worse because after a couple of entrances, Kelly, Aaliyah, Liv Morgan, Queen Zelina shows up, eliminates Sasha Banks, and it was just like, okay. what the hell? Sasha Banks should have been like one of those people that should have gone the distance, but I understood why they kept it the way they did, because Bianca Belair was next, and she was going to be the Iron Woman of this Rumble. Eh, I'm pretty positive that they want Bianca Belair to be the Iron Woman of all time. I'm pretty sure they want her to break Chris Jericho's record for the longest time in multiple Rumbles, his combined. I wouldn't be shocked that that's gonna be Bianca Belair. They really want a legit WWE person, man or woman, who will break that record, because the last thing they want is for that person to be Chris Jericho. Because I know the second someone breaks that record, they're gonna go, "Oh, the person with the longest time combined, it's so and so." Like I bet money when that happens, that's gonna happen, which is fine. But anyways, Bianca Belair pretty much was the Iron Woman of this match. But I mean, they couldn't have had Sasha Banks there longer. Like they couldn't have waited to eliminate her until Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Like they could have had that story moment. It was just like, oh man, they dropped the ball on so many things. Dana Brooke comes out, and apparently she's the 24/7 championship. I did not know that. I haven't followed that thing in years. So the 24/7 rule, like I don't even know what that's all about, if that's still a thing. But she comes out with Red John. I don't even know what was up with Dana Brooke. Like I don't know anything like that's going on with her. If she's um pretty much in the 24/7 division. She's in attacking. I can't keep up with this bitch. Anyways, move on. Michelle McCool comes out. Sonya Deville comes out in a jacket, so she goes on commentary, and I was like, I think I know where they're going with this. They're gonna have her, or they're gonna have Naomi come from behind, and then throw her in the ring, kick her ass, and then eventually throw her out of the Rumble. I thought that's what the direction they were going with, but no. Instead, what happens is Cameron, the Funkadactyl bitch, comes out. I hate this fucking girl. I hate Cameron with a passion. This girl is so annoying. Like if you see her in an interview, she is so rude. I just don't like her. And then Sonya Deville gets eliminated, or Sonya Deville walks in, eliminates Cameron. Naomi comes out, gives her friend like a hug or something, and then she goes in the Rumble, beats the crap out of Sonya, eliminates her, and then Sonya later comes out and eliminates Naomi. So I'm guessing this is going to WrestleMania. That's the only logical reason that this could go, because I mean, come on, you got to fill up a card, you got to fill up four slot, and we're not gonna do another gauntlet match. Please do not do another gauntlet match that will lead to the tag team title match for the women. It's just lazy and repetitive. So please don't do that. The show keeps going. Charlotte was in this Rumble. They wanted to do the whole Brock Lesnar thing, but instead they just put like in the middle of it. But I don't mind what they're doing with Charlotte being in this Rumble the way she is, but it's just random to me. I just don't get it. Um, because it just shows, like, I'm pretty sure they wanted Charlotte and Tony Storm at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, but Tony Storm got released because she didn't want to be there anymore. So I guess that was the case. Ivory had an awesome moment where she's talking shit to all the women. Rhea Ripley goes over to her. As she's picking her up, Ivory is still talking shit. That was some funny stuff. I love it. Ivory as the right to censor. I loved it, and they even threw in the theme song. Oh, it was perfect. I loved Ivory's entrance. The Bellatons had like a long time in the Rumble. They eliminated Liv Morgan. The Bellatons eliminated Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan was like at number 6. She's going in there for a while, and then they just throw her out. Like, man, like Liv Morgan is over. You could hear the crowd. Like, this girl is over. And then the thing you do with her is like you pretty much have her just be an afterthought. I mean, they tried. At least they gave her some time. They didn't completely just have her there for like 5 minutes. Like, no, they gave her. She was in there for 37 minutes, so it's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. But this should lead to something with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan deserves at least a WrestleMania match, not just be an afterthought. That's just my opinion. Um, Mickey James from the Impact Zone. If this was the biggest rumor, I felt like if Mickey James was gonna be in this Rumble, I wished that they had her have that Kenny Omega storyline where she goes for all the belts in the women's all the women's divisions, or all the shows. Like she goes to Evolve and ROH. Well, ROH doesn't exist anymore. Never mind. AEW, WWE. Like she goes to all of them, and then she wants to win the Rumble, and then she even challenges like Charlotte or yeah, Charlotte. Because I mean, you could make the argument that the winner of the match didn't need to win, but I'll get to that part later. Alicia Fox, Nikki ASH, Summer Rae, Nikki Bella. Sarah Logan came out. They had a little brief Riot Squad moment. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work without Ruby, so I thought it was lame. Um, and Sarah Logan gets eliminated in what 43 seconds? No, Lita was number 26. I honestly thought she was gonna win. The way that promo work was like, no, Lita should have won. Lita should have won, eliminated Charlotte, and then we do Charlotte and Lita at the freaking at what's it called, the uh at WrestleMania. That would have been a kick ass match. And then we have that story of, oh, does Lita still got it? Does she have one more run in her? Or is she just gonna be somebody that we all used to know? See what I did there? Mighty Molly comes out, but with the Molly Holly entrance theme and everything, it was just Mighty Molly is just doesn't have anything to do. I mean, Nikki Ash comes out, beats her up, throws her in the ring, throws her back out, and then Nikki Ash gets back in the Rumble. And the rumor has it that the reason why they had Nikki Ash be in the Rumble again is because they wanted somebody to get eliminated by the winner, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey comes out. Yes, at number 28, not number 30. It will make sense why they didn't have her at 30 later. Um, and then they had Ronda eliminate Nikki ASH. It says she has 4 eliminations. I don't know if the Nikki one counts. I don't know if she eliminated some other girls. Shotzi was there. Shayna Baszler was number 30. I felt like Ronda should have been number 30, but because the winner of the men's rumble was number 30, it makes sense why. But I don't know why. For me, Ronda should have been number 30. It's just like, what are you gonna follow up? Shotzi and Shayna? No. Yeah, Ronda should have been number 30. And then the final four, this is actually a pretty good final four. Charlotte, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler, and Ronda Rousey. That was a perfect final four, if you ask me. I think Rhea was four, maybe. Anyways, whether it's Shayna or Rhea, that was a solid final four. It goes the way it goes. Charlotte eliminates Bianca Belair, so I'm guessing they're doing Bianca Belair versus Charlotte versus Shayna. Let's do that. I want to see Charlotte, Shayna, Bianca. That would be a great triple threat match. Guarantee you that would draw money. And then we do Ronda versus Becky because that's the match that they should go with. Jesus Christ, why wait that like forever to do that? But Ronda is the winner, and she's going to WrestleMania to hopefully face Becky Lynch, so we could finally say this match is over. The problem with this match is that I felt like Ronda didn't need it because she never lost the Raw Women's Championship, so she went on and she could have just gone after the next match, Becky and Doudrop, which was so forgettable. I can't remember what happened except the result. We should have Becky beat Doudrop. Ronda comes out, points at the Raw Women's Championship, and then Becky's like, "We'll see." And then whoever the Rumble winner is could be like, "Oh, like whatever." Like that. I don't know. I feel like Ronda didn't need it. They could have done that route, but they needed to sell WrestleMania, so I understand why Ronda won. We'll get to the men's Rumble in a second. So I don't mind Ronda winning because they needed to draw WrestleMania. They needed WrestleMania to be a hit this year. And yeah, like I said, Becky beats Doudrop. Can't remember what the hell happened. People were happy that Becky won because Jesus Christ, uh, Doudrop was like lame. Um, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, the dream match that everybody wanted. And honestly, it was cool. It had some cool moments. I really enjoyed the match, even though it was only 10 minutes. Um, it was pretty much what you expected. Just suplex spear from everybody. Bobby suplex Brock. That was an awesome moment. That I didn't expect. So that was awesome. But the biggest highlight was the final moments where Brock Lesnar hits Bobby with an F5. The ref is knocked down, And then Roman Reigns comes, spears Brock Lesnar, and I was like, oh shit, what the hell? And then he looks at Paul Heyman, who's holding the WWE Championship. Paul Heyman gives Roman the WWE Championship. Roman holds it, knocks out Brock Lesnar. Bobby takes advantage. One, two, three. Bobby's your new WWE champion, and that was a great moment. I felt like I felt like the whole Roman part was better than the whole match itself, and the match was solid for what it was, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. This was the way to do it, and personally, we'll get to the men's rumble, but I don't think you guys might like what I'm about to say. Um. Anyways, Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. This match did not need to happen, especially with what happens next. Jesus Christ, this match was like boring. Just a spoiler: these guys were not in the Rumble. Edge and Miz were not in the Royal Rumble match, so that was a waste. This was just boring. I personally wish if anything, I would have wanted this to keep going in the Royal Rumble match. This feud, they wrap it up at Crown Jewel or the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, and then they move on. That's what I would have done. But then again, I don't know if Maurice and Beth are comfortable flying to Saudi Arabia. Anyways, Edge and Beth win. Hopefully, this is the last of it. Moving on. The Royal Rumble match. The first two were awesome. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura were the first two. That was pretty fucking cool. And then Austin Theory comes out. It was weird seeing Austin Theory at this spot because I would figure like the guy that Vince McMahon likes would probably be at a higher number, unless Austin Theory had a storyline where he's like, "Put me first. I'm gonna go the distance," and maybe that would have been the best way to push him. And Vince like, "All right, I'll put you at number one, and then you'll go. Let's see if you can win it." But he goes the distance. Obviously, he doesn't win, but you hear from him. It's like, "Oh shit, this guy is awesome." Like, but no, Austin Theory, like he's just generic. He has charisma, but he's just generic as fuck. I feel like this should have gone to a different character. I personally wish that they gave this gimmick to LA Knight. Give LA Knight this exact same gimmick, it would have worked perfectly. Because LA Knight is pretty much the closest thing we could have gotten to an EC3. So take Austin Theory, replace him with LA Knight, and this would have been so much better. Like I feel like they missed the ball. They dropped the ball with this. So, um, and plus everybody likes LA Knight, and he knows how to make people hate you. So I don't know what they were thinking. This entire Royal Rumble felt like it was just. Imagine if you were doing a random 2K, like you're playing a WWE video game, you put a Royal Rumble at random and the numbers just go all random. That's what this Rumble felt like because you had Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, Otis and Chad Gable, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, and they were all spread out. Like they didn't even team up, none of these guys, except maybe the Street Profits. Almost none of them team up. The biggest highlight of the first half of this Rumble was probably Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville comes out with the entire Jackass crew. I'm gonna go see that movie. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, this was it. They pretty much have Johnny everybody beat the crap out of Johnny Knoxville, and then Sami Zayn eliminates him, and that's kind of it for it. That Omos has this moment where all everybody's trying to eliminate him, and then AJ Styles hits a phenomenal form, getting the elimination from Omos. I like that. I wonder where they're going with this. I don't know if they're gonna do Omos versus AJ at WrestleMania, but fuck, I don't know what they're gonna do. But I feel bad for AJ. He went from retiring the Undertaker to a tag team division to an afterthought. And I thought he was gonna go the distance. I thought he was gonna make it to the final four. Based on who the final four were for the men, I felt like AJ should have been in the final four. Um, but yeah, AJ gets eliminated by Madcap Moss. Yes, uh, that guy who's with Happy Corbin for most of his run. Like, oh my god, like they're trying so hard with these guys and they're just not working. I would just put him in a tag team, make him the tag team champions, and then have a top babyface tag team beat him at WrestleMania. That's the road they were gonna go with. But I don't know what people see in these guys. Actually, nobody sees anything in these guys, so just I don't get it. Dolph Ziggler makes history by being the second man in the most Royal Rumbles behind Kane, and it just baffles me that this guy's still in the company. He doesn't do anything good for it. I personally wish that they never broke up Robert Roode and Chad Gable, and they should have been the top priority tag team because those guys are perfect together. I like them a little bit more than the Alpha Academy, but I understand the Alpha Academy a little bit more. They're more entertaining. They're more free. But Robert Roode and Chad Gable, that was a good underrated tag team, and it made more sense. I don't know what is it with Chad Gable. He's just in tag team after tag team, and just none of them work out. It's just like stop breaking this guy off of tag teams. Just keep him in one tag team. Jesus Christ. Drew McIntyre makes his surprise return, and he is. Uh, I kind of wish it would, based on what we got with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I kind of wish that like Drew McIntyre just didn't have matches and he just stood out and cut promos instead of doing what he did. The reason why I say this is because I wasn't, I just didn't get the result. Like I'll explain everything later. Oh my god, I couldn't believe this. Anyways, let's just move on. Kevin Owens, Mysterio. The Mysterios didn't even interact. Ray and Dominic never interacted whatsoever, and they never do in these rumbles. They kind of keep them separate all the time. Otis, I want you guys to keep this in mind. Chad Gable was number 13. Didn't even make it to the fucking finals. He got eliminated by someone named Rick Boogs. I don't know who the hell that is. Yeah, I have no idea who Rick Boogs is. But Rick Boogs is Shinsuke Nakamura's guy. I forgot. Oh yeah, that reminds me. They had a weird cut of Rick Boogs holding Chad Gable, and then they cut to the crowd, and then they cut back to Rick Boogs, and then like he just disappeared. Chad Gable just disappears. It was a weird edit. Like they couldn't just wait. Like Kevin Dunn, fire this fucking retard. Just like stop. Uh, Big E was in the Royal Rumble at number 26. He didn't even make it to the final four. Yes, the last WWE champion didn't make it to the final four. They just mistreat the New Day. I don't know how these guys handle it, like deal with it. Uh Kofi Kingston, he had his big moment. Like he was going to like do this big epic cool spot. Kevin Owens throws him. Kofi catches the the barricade, but both of his feet obviously touched the floor. It was so obvious that even they said, "Nah, just go, bye." Like it was that bad. And then we get to the final four, which are 27 through 30. Number 27, coming back, Bad Bunny. He has some big highlighted moments. He does this thing. Clearly, Bad Bunny loves to be in the wrestling business. I don't know how this man does it. He's in everything. And he was in freaking SNL. He has this big live tour coming up pretty soon, which is why it surprised me to see him here. Um, he did this special for The Simpsons on Disney Plus. You could check it out if you don't believe me. I think it was like a music video. But yeah, he's pretty much done everything at this point. And then number 28, this is a big fuck you. Shane McMahon comes out, fucking random, eliminates Kevin Owens. That's right, he eliminated Kevin Owens. Which I was just like, no, we're gonna do Shane and Kevin Owens again. I am sick and tired of Shane McMahon coming in here to fight Kevin Owens, and I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens is tired of it too. Yes, this is what Kevin Owens re-signed for another feud with Shane McMahon. Surprise! I mean, I'm happy that Kevin Owens is still around because I don't think everybody should go to AEW. I really don't. But I mean, this is the best you got for him. It was so stupid. 29 was Randy Orton. Uh, they both eliminate Big E, him and Matt Riddle. I hear the rumor that Matt Riddle is the one that's gonna turn heel, and Randy Orton's gonna be the babyface. Naturally, I would go Matt Riddle, the babyface, Orton, the heel, but Randy Orton is so over. This is a legacy moment. Remember that storyline? It was Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase versus Randy Orton. Realistically, the two like smaller dudes that are um turning should be the faces turning on Orton the heel, but Randy Orton was so over that he was the baby face in that storyline. I don't know if you guys remember that briefly in 2010, but I remember it clearly. Like people were booing Ted and Cody, and to be fair, they had the right to be booed because here's what happened. Uh, Randy Orton was facing Sheamus for the WWE Championship. Um, One of them screwed him over, and then Randy Orton just beats the crap out of him because he got pissed. And I'm just like, what did Randy Orton do wrong? He never attacked them. He never like mistreated them. He just kind of let them do their own thing, guide them, and then they turn on him. They never really built up to those guys being baby faces. And I think the same thing's happening with Matt Riddle. If Matt Riddle turns on Orton, it was just gonna be random as hell. But I'm curious to see where this goes. I know the eventual match is going to be both of them at WrestleMania, which I am excited for. Probably the only thing I'm excited for at WrestleMania. But yeah, it was just like, I'm curious to see where this goes. Number 30 hits Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out, and you already knew everybody's getting eliminated. Uh, Bad Bunny F5's Brock Lesnar, or Bad Bunny gets an F5 by Brock Lesnar, gets eliminated. I can't believe Bad Bunny made it to the final six. This is what I mean by it felt like I just create a rumble on a video game because the final six were random as shit. It was the final six were Arcade Bro, Bad Bunny, Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. That's right. Shane McMahon made it to the final four. Gets eliminated, and then the final two are Drew and Brock. And the winner obviously was going to be Brock Lesnar. Number 30, it was just like, okay. Personally, I felt like they went the wrong way with this. Let me explain why. I feel like after Drew McIntyre's injury, we weren't sure if he was going to be cleared for the Rumble, but if he was cleared, he should have gone and fought Roman Reigns at this pay-per-view with the exact same result of Roman having the lock on Drew. uh Roman gets disqualified and then he's out for a while. Roman screws Brock and then wins the WWE, or Roman screws Brock. Brock wants revenge, and Drew McIntyre never lost. So then we do the triple threat match at WrestleMania. And I feel like that's the route they're going with, but the way they're going about it was kind of weird and just like off. And that's the way they should have gone with it. That's the way that I personally feel it should have gone because I don't think Brock necessarily needed the Royal Rumble victory right now. It makes sense for them to sell money, but they're already gonna sell with Ronda Rousey. Did Brock really need this victory? I don't think so. Um, I'm trying to look at who else would have been made more sense. Who do you want to see Bobby Lashley face for the WWE Championship? Per- Honestly, I felt like Edge should have entered the Rumble and then win again, and then he'll be the second man to ever win 3 Royal Rumbles. Like, and then we do Edge and Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. And I don't know, maybe that's just me. Uh, but yeah, I guess you didn't have a choice but to put give Brock Lesnar the Royal Rumble victory out of just the hell of it. But I personally wish that Ronda was number 30, and then maybe here's what I would have done. Like, if Brock was gonna win, why didn't you have like somebody that nobody likes, like a Madcap Moss or a Happy Corbin, get their ass kicked by Brock Lesnar? He jumps into the Rumble and he wins it. That would have been much better. And maybe that would have gotten Happy Corbin a little over, if you ask me. That's just my personal opinion on it. What do you guys think? It was a weird Rumble. Finn Balor was missing. Antonio Cesaro was missing. Edge and Miz, like I said. but they threw in like all these managers and tag teams, and ugh, it was a bad Rumble. But I think the results were correct. Anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and until then, I'm out.